Cashmere Kitchen, and today we're going to be making tea cakes. Tea cakes is old school cookies that they're pretty much plain cookies. They're butter cookies or vanilla cookies, and we're going to be making those today. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of butter. Also going to put some sugar in it. And this particular recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar. So it's 1 cup. And 2 cups. You always want to make sure you level off your ingredients, especially your dry ingredients. We'll put that over here. And then what we're going to do is start our mixing. And we're going to get it to mixing. Now, keep it in mind, we always want to make sure that we mix our butter and sugar until it becomes a pale white color. And that lets you know that it has become fully incorporated, but it also is going to make your product more light and fluffy. So we're going to give this a few minutes so that our butter and sugar can become incorporated and light and fluffy. Okay, so what we're doing, we're going to go ahead and start sifting our dry ingredients while our butter and our sugar is coming along very nicely. So we're going to get our dry ingredients together. And for this particular recipe, it calls for 4 cups of flour. This flour that I'm using right now is all-purpose flour. And we want to make sure that we level it off. Let me get something to level it with. So that's 1 cup. Two cups. And I'm just going to sift it. Make sure we get out any lumps. So that's 2 cups. Next 3. And 4. And so since we're doing our dry ingredients, so what we're going to do is go ahead and add our baking powder and our baking soda. Okay. Put that right there. Get that out of the way. Set that over there. And then we will sift the rest of our dry ingredients. One thing about baking, you do want to make sure you sift your ingredients, especially if your recipe calls for it. However, you can also get flour that has been pre-sifted. Even though the flour has been pre-sifted, I would still sift it again because it has been sitting on the shelf. And for a lighter, fluffier, a lighter texture for whatever it is you're making, if you want a lighter, fluffier texture, you want to make sure you sift your flour. Just loosen up those grains. Okay, so that's been sifted. We have our eggs here. Our butter is ready. The butter and sugar is ready. See how light and fluffy that is? It's an opaque color. Alright, and remember I said you want to try and add your eggs one at a time. So we're going to put that in, let it incorporate. Oh yeah, that looks good. There's the other egg. So while that is incorporating, I'm going to get my wet mixture together. This is a half a cup of buttermilk. That's what my recipe calls it. I'm going to add, it asks for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Because I can't leave well enough alone, I'm going to add 2. I don't think you can never have too much vanilla. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly add our dry and our wet. Oh yeah, the flour feels real good. Add it slowly. Remember I said if you add the flour all at once, if you add it too fast, you will be wearing the flour. So, you want to put the flour in your ingredients, not on your body. So, we're going to add it slow. See that little bit came out? I'm going to add a little bit of our liquid. Almost done. Remember what I said, when you're baking, take your time. It takes time to bake. If you're in a hurry and you don't want to start baking, because then you'll mess up your product. Okay, so we're going to add the rest of our liquid ingredients, which was a half a cup of buttermilk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I want to try and get all of it out. All right. That looks good. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients incorporated now. So I'm going to take it out of the mixer. Now, it's not cream to where it's just smooth because you don't want to overwork your mixer. Your dough, your cookie dough. So if it looks like it's a little lumpy, it is, and that's on purpose. All right, so I'm going to remove it from the stand mixer, and I'm going to work it just a little bit more. Now, one thing about tea cakes, some cookie doughs you have to refrigerate for an hour or 2 hours. Tea cakes is not like that, which is why I chose this particular thing to make today. I have a cookie sheet, I have a piece of parchment paper there, but I've also sprayed it with some cooking spray so that it won't stick. I'm going to dip them out. Now these tea cakes are the kind of flat, puffy, thick ones. They're not the little thin ones. So if you're saying, "My, those look like they're big," they are big. So we're not going to overcrowd it. We're going to put just enough on the cookie sheet so that they won't be overcrowded. So when they bake, they won't touch each other. You want to leave them a little room to grow. So we're only going to put 6 on this sheet, on this cookie sheet. I'm going to set this right here, and then I have another sheet prepared. So again, you don't want to overcrowd your pan. You want to leave the room, the cookies room to spread. Now, typically, you can get a smaller ice cream scoop, and you can make these much smaller. The amount that I have on here could be the amount of 2 cookies, the same amount as 2 cookies. I just wanted to kind of go over the recipe. I would normally make these a little bit smaller, but I wanted to go ahead and get the finished product in the oven for you so that you can see them. What I'm going to do is put these in the oven, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to bake these about 12 minutes. Okay, our timer went off, and I believe our cookies are ready. So we're going to pull them out. I've already pulled one of them out. And as you can see, they're a very light golden brown color. With tea cakes, you don't want to put too much color on them. And you may, especially the bottom, you want the bottom to have the integrity where it's very light golden brown and it's not too dark. And they're real soft. Okay, so I'm gonna lift one of them up so we can get it off of our, just wanna show you the back of it. Now that's a golden brown, but that's actually a little too dark. But that's what we have right now. Should be a little bit lighter, but you see how easy they are to come off of the parchment paper that I sprayed with cooking spray. And you can just smell the vanilla. So, would you guys like to try one? Let me grab your plate. Okay, so put one over there, and we're gonna just put these on a cooling rack. Let the rest of them cool off. So big and fat, they can barely fit on here. Okay, so let's get to the best part, which is the tasting part. Again, the back. See the bottom is very light golden brown. The top is a light brown, and the texture is so soft inside. That's pretty good, if I must say so myself. I'm pretty pleased with the product. Again, I thank you for tuning in today to Cashmere Kitchen. My name is Linda. You guys have a great day. From my heart to yours. Be blessed.